These 5 NBA teams have the brightest futures in the league. Today I'm going to be telling you all about these 5 teams and breaking down why they have the brightest future. Quick disclaimer, this is not in any specific order. The first team I want to talk about is the Utah Jazz. Obviously, Lauri Markkanen exploded this season, becoming an all-star, and no one saw that coming, averaging 25.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 2 assists per game. And although it seems like he's been in the league forever, he was drafted in 2017, he's only 25 years old, and the Jazz have now found their franchise player after moving on from Donovan Mitchell. And on top of that, if you guys have seen my other videos, you know I'm a huge fan of Walker Kessler, averaging 9, 8.5, and 1 assist per game, averaging almost 3 blocks per game as well. He was a late first-round draft pick, and he's absolutely exploded, coming into one of the best defensive centers in the league. And at 21 years old, it seems like the Jazz have also found their franchise center for a long time as well. And I also have to mention the recent emergence of Ochai Agbaji out of Kansas. He's only 22 years old. He's another Jazz rookie, and he's been going off recently, with his last game dropping 27, 5, and 3 in 33 minutes, leading the Jazz to beat the Sacramento Kings. He didn't get much playing time to start the season, but in the last 5 games he scored double digits, and he can prove that he's a good shooter and can make baskets. So with these 3 young core pieces already in place, and with the Jazz having a ton of draft picks from this Donovan Mitchell trade, their future is very bright. The second team I want to talk about is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Also competing for a play-in spot with the Jazz at 36 and 36 and 7th in the West, they could also explode in the upcoming years. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander already proved himself, dropping 31, 5, and 5 per game at the age of 24. He's a clear one option and an MVP caliber player that can lead this team. Not to mention, Josh Giddey is having an outstanding year, averaging 16 points, 6 assists, and 8 rebounds per game, near triple-double, and he's only 20 years old. Giddey has came out as an amazing ball handler and playmaker, and he also shoots the ball at an efficient rate at 48%. As well as their rookie Jalen Williams, turning heads as of recent, averaging 13.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 3 assists per game as a 21-year-old rookie. And this is also only in 29 minutes per game throughout the season, where he also dropped 20 points or more in 8 of his last 11 games. This guy is going to be a star in the league. Isaiah Joe coming off the bench, shooting the lights out with a 43% three-point percentage. This guy is pretty much the ideal 3-and-D player that any contending team would need. And the Thunder now have just that. And are we forgetting someone? The Thunder still have Chet Holmgren coming back next season after missing this entire season with a foot injury. People are forgetting that he even exists when he was the number 2 pick in the draft, and he was absolutely dominant in his college and high school days. Obviously, we don't know for sure how his game translates to the NBA yet because he hasn't played a game, but most likely this guy will be a key piece to the Thunder as well. So right there, I just named 4 key starters that the Thunder could have to contend, as well as a 3-and-D player who can shoot the lights out that comes off the bench. And what people have to pay attention to as well is that the Thunder have 2 first-round picks this year, 4 second-round picks this year, 4 first-round picks in 2024, and 4 more first-round picks in 2025. These guys are going to be absolutely loaded with young talent, and everyone across the league is going to be scratching to get these players. Everyone was clowning Sam Presti for doing anything and everything for draft picks, but now look at them. This team is going to be loaded. The third team with a bright future in the league is the Detroit Pistons. Now let's be real, this has been one of the laughingstocks of the league for the last 4 or 5 years now, but these guys could be cooking something up. Obviously, we all know Cade Cunningham, as long as he stays healthy, is going to be a beast in the league. And he now has Jaden Ivey alongside of him, who's been averaging 15.5 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds per game as a rookie. So the 1-2 spot for Detroit has already been pretty much locked down. Plus, I think James Wiseman was an outstanding pickup, and they pretty much got him for a bag of chips, as he was the number 2 overall pick in the draft just 2 years ago, and he never really received a chance with the Warriors. As of recent, he's been dropping double-doubles and shown that he could be this team's franchise center. And of course, they're also going to have another top 3 pick this upcoming NBA draft just to add on to this young talent. Although I do think Cade Cunningham's health plays a huge role in their future. The 4th team with a bright future is the Houston Rockets. Now, in my opinion, I think these guys are in a similar situation as the Oklahoma City Thunder, just a little less talented, as they don't have their Shai Gilgeous-Alexander yet, although they do have Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, Alperen Sengun, Tari Eason, Kenyon Martin Jr., and the list keeps going on. And to think all of these guys are 21, 22 years old or younger. These guys are still NBA newbies, they have a lot of time to work on their game, a lot to learn from the league, a lot of new experience, and their potential is through the roof. Sengun looks like a baby Jokic, Jalen Green's been averaging 22, 4, and 3.5 throughout the season, and Jabari Smith has been exploding recently, as well as dropping a couple game winners. And on top of that, they're also going to have a top top 3 pick in this year's NBA draft, and they have a bunch of the Brooklyn Nets picks in the upcoming years for the James Harden trade. So we're going to have to see who they get in this draft to add on to this young talent, but just saying Wemby would be a perfect fit in Houston if that were to so happen. Give this squad a couple years to develop and they can explode and take this league by storm. And last but not least, the Orlando Magic. Paolo Banchero has proved that he is ready for this league, and he is going to win Rookie of the Year this season, averaging 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. As well with their second option, Franz Wagner, dropping 19, 4, and 3.5 in his second season. With a 49% field goal percentage from the floor, and not gonna lie, I am a huge fan of Franz Wagner. I think he's going to become the type of guy to be a perfect second option on a championship team. Obviously just needing a couple years to develop as he's only 21 still. And I love their little 3-man point guard trio of Markelle Fultz, Jalen Suggs, and Cole Anthony as well. All of these guys can score the basketball and make plays. I think the Magic are a couple forwards away and a couple years of development away from being a good contending team. So definitely keep an eye out for them as well. That's pretty much going to do it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like down below. Let's see if we can get 20 likes on this video. As always, make sure you subscribe for daily NBA content, and I will see you guys in the next video.